Kastvam koha kutta ayata kame janani ko me tatta iti parvaya sarvam sharam vishwam tvaktva sapna vicharam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam muramate prapti sanne hite marane nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane angam galitam palitam mundam dasana vihina jata tundam vridho jati grihitva dandam stadapina muncha asha pindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam muramate prapti sanne hite marane nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane punarapi jananam punarapi maranam punarapi janane jatare shayanam iha sansare khalo dushtare kripaya pari pahi murare bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam muramate prapti sanne hite marane nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane om. Namaste and good morning. Welcome to Mandir.
Nice picture for you.
Yes. Welcome to Mandir. That's my friend. He's passing by. He's saying hello. And this Mandir here, you could see how beautiful it is. This is nature. That's why our great saints and sages, they always want to go to the recluse, to the quietude of places like this, where they're one with God. God is as earth, God is water, God is air, God is fire, God is space. These five gods and goddesses, they want to be with that. And how beautiful it is, and Krishna Bhagavan said it so nicely. I am these five things. Bhumirapo analo vayu kamano buddhirevacha ahankariti yanme binna prakriti ashtada. So Krishna Bhagavan is saying this, that I am earth, water, fire, air and space. I'm the mind, the intellect and the ego. Then we have to contemplate on these things. And we have to see the relevance in it in our lives. What is the relevance? I'd like to always say, we are the five elements because that's what makes up our body. And Krishna Bhagavan says, I'm your mind, I'm your intellect, I'm your ego. So everything is God, it's Krishna Bhagavan here, right? So then why are we thinking that we say this is my body, this is my mind, this is my intellect, and my ego? Because of ignorance, lack of the right knowledge, lack of wisdom. And he would have spoke so heavily in it in the Bhagavad Gita, that when he spoke about wisdom and knowledge. And that's why our Gita, Bhagavad Gita is so good. You know, we should always make it a point to go our Bhagavad Gita and read every day, because this is what when we fill our minds with this kind of a knowledge, then what happens? Then thoughts of the worldly thoughts will not have a space in our mind. And this is the secret to life. Always think about God. Lift yourself and have higher thoughts. Be in the right company. And being here this morning in the company of these geese, look how peaceful they are, right? They're contented. You don't see them with anxiety. They're listening, they're coming, and they don't have a home. They don't have food readily available, but yet they're contented, and you know, they are in the path to evolution also. We have to think in them God exists too. They are the five elements, and then there's the life force that sustains us. You know, last night I was listening to the debate in America between President Trump and then the previous Vice President Joe Biden. And when you listen to it, it gives you a good picture of how our world is. That when you listen, then you see how much the entanglement and the leadership of the world, what it is. It's not only in America, but or many countries. There is that involvement, that paying attention to worldly affairs. When I was at the United Nations, I was told specifically, well, Swamiji, you're coming here, but you know this is a political organization, the United Nations. But lo and behold, there is room for, like, I was the president of the Committee of Religious NGOs, and we were able to bring people together from all faiths. I have on the committee Vice President, Christian, and also once a Sri Chinmoy disciple, Kushamita Peterson. She is so adept in the scriptures. She's a professor, and she would have done so much, written books, and she would have chanted as a disciple of Sri Chinmoy, a Bengali saint. And you know, we work together with people like this, and we were able to bring to the United Nations this higher knowledge, thinking that there's something higher than this. And you know, so the spirituality can exist in anywhere. And then being the committee, Vice President, Committee of Spiritual Values and Global Concerns, and these committees, we went to all parts of the world, Syria, Lebanon, and Israel and Palestine, South Korea, and having meet with North Koreans, and so many other countries bringing spiritual harmony. Now, this is an opportunity that Swami Parameshananda has given, that his Swamijis, he knows the capability of each one of his Swamijis, and he puts them in that right place based on their speciality. I think he brought me into this BHARAT SEVASHRAM through his miracle, and he's sustaining me and putting me in places. And doing, like for instance, I was at the, going to countries like Bangladesh in Bajitpur, and when I went there in 1996, the Bajitpur ashram, the birthplace of Swami Parameshananda, was neglected, and naturally so over the years. But he sent me there, and then Swamiji is there saying, Swamiji, you have to do something about it. And then we would have met with all the ministers of Sheikh Hasina. The only person I didn't get to see was Sheikh Hasina. And then we were able to put the road, the dirt road, make it a nice paved road with bricks. And then the canal was breaking into the property of the ashram and tearing down. The Buddha statue fell into the canal because of the erosion, where Swami Parameshananda Guruji would have taken his bath and sit on the asana, and that fell inside. And there was a bamboo bridge when I went there, shaky bamboo bridge. And to go over the canal, you need a canoe. But we were able to get that bridge to a solid concrete bridge, a steel bridge where heavy vehicles would have gone. So this is the pleasure, the bliss that you get when you come into an institution like BHARAT SEVASHRAM. And you devotees also, you know what I'm talking about. And the bliss is so powerful that Swami Parameshananda would have come directly in through dreams and meditation, and putting you in the right place in the right time to meet, to do the work that he wants you to do. How is this possible? Because it is a total surrender. That when we surrender to this Swami Parameshananda, then everything happens. This morning I like to read a beautiful letter. I may have read it once before, but he would have written this letter. And here it says in the Shanga Gita, Dear, though you are in the midst of a great battlefield today, the Supreme Dispenser has granted you the necessary strength and stamina beyond measure to stand against blows and counterblows, miseries and mishaps. Perhaps by chance there may be times when, overwhelmed with adverse thoughts, you will feel dejected. Never lose your self-possession at such moments, for it will so happen that many a time you will not be able to measure your own strength due to ignorance and delusion. Such a state of mind very often visits the lives of all seekers, monk, disciples, and devotees. But remain strong in your self-confidence, firm in your self-reliance, and invigorate in your inner sense of self-respect. And thus, with the inexhaustible storehouse of patience, endurance, and fortitude, remain on the path of great liberation. You must exert such spiritual influence over the whole of the land that it will create a new awakening on its soil. But you must be a burning example of patience, placidity, and endurance. The serene luster of the smile on your glowing face and the light of knowledge in your heart must lighten this Sangha and all of India and the world, and inspire the whole of this land to take to the great path of renunciation. Always remember that this body is not meant for enjoyment of worldly pleasures. It is the abode of a person, God, consciousness, ever pure and free, ever free, and knowledge absolute, personified. So always think that there can be no excitement of passions and no tyranny of senses, nor ignorance, nor attachment, nor a delusion and distress in you. Be burning, living embodiment of purity and the spirit of renunciation. Go on doing your duties with patience, and the day will come when you'll be amazed to see your strength. Now this is, I'm talking to you, devotees. Now this is the path that we all have to go. Now you might say, well, Swamiji, I'm not a Swamiji, and you're a Swamiji, we have household responsibilities. But that's a cop-out, that's an excuse. And that excuse is what is keeping us on the fallen state. Think that you are that God and Goddess that you are already are. Remove this illusion that of the manifestation. Shift your attention to from worldly affairs to this illusionary world, to consciousness. And this morning is a simple message. And again, I do not want to compromise anything. We are on our path to moksha and liberation. This is the duties of Swamiji, to talk like this. And I hope that, this is possible for everyone. If it's possible for someone, it's possible for you, that you in this lifetime can lift yourself to that place of God realization. Isn't this a beautiful scenery here this morning? Look, the crane is here, that bird with the long neck. I'll show it to you. And all the birds are here. Look at this. This is the scene of tranquility. And here's the Shiva Lingam, and there's that beautiful bird. Let us enjoy the scenery as we chant some mantra. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. Join with me. Let your mind be enveloped in this mantra. Lord Shiva. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. 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 Aren't you feeling good that you're in this mandir? There's no limitations. There is no walls. There's no ceiling. Aren't you feeling free? Don't you feel like a holy person, a saintly person? And this is the kind of lifting upward that is necessary. So this morning, take blessings of Acharya Dev Swami Parameshananda ji. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Param, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. And all the saints that we have, and Indian saints and all over the world, Christ and Buddha, and all the gods and goddesses that you worship. Bring it to your presence. Let them be your companion, your constant companion. Again, enjoy the scenery and let that be in your mind all the time. We're very blessed to see nature in its beauty. Isn't that so? All right. Well, have a beautiful day. And again, your prayer should be, God, I want to be just like you. Help me to rediscover that I cannot be anything else but consciousness. Remove this ignorance, this mind, body, intellect, and ego barriers, and leave me only with that where I came from, consciousness. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om Om Om